Am I the asshole for kicking my brother and his new wife out of my house after they tried to redecorate my dead daughter's room while I was at work? So this is a true story, providing a little bit of context, and I let you decide if C is the asshole. Okay, so context. The female is about 38 years old, and she lost her daughter 2 years ago in a kind of like a car accident, right? And she was only like 14, very very young and precious life, but drunk driver or something hit her, right? And ever since that day, she kept her room exactly as she left it. Not a single, didn't touch the poster, didn't touch the flooring, didn't touch any of the bookshelf, nothing, because it is sentimental to her, and she like to keep it as a way to memorize her because it's her own daughter, right? And she wanted to keep her spirit alive, right? After someone is gone, so it means a lot deep down to her, and she dedicated her room just for that. She doesn't rent it out for Airbnb. She doesn't even let anyone live in that room. She's so dedicated to it. I don't even go in there often, but she's saying that she don't even go in there often, but just knowing that it is there untouched bring her comfort. It's like having a piece of her still with her. Her poster, her art supplies, her clothes, all of it still there. I can't bring myself to change it. If you love someone, you know what that means, right? Every single piece is sentimental. It have meanings, right? A lamp is not a lamp anymore. It's a lamp that is someone you loved, owned. So you that lamp, every time you see it, just remind you of that loving person that once lived with you. You can hear that voice. You can hear that. You can sense the presence of that person, right? So totally get what she is saying. Now let's go back to the story. Now, fast forward to a few months ago. My brother, 34 years old male, and his new wife, 29-year-old female, had some financial issues after blowing a ton of money on ridiculous, extravagant weddings. They asked if they could stay with me while they save up for a place. Yeah, people they spend way too much. My cousin, no, my girlfriend's cousin, their parents spend on a wedding, like the wedding dress event, $60,000 for a total wedding. Right? It is really really expensive, and people even take out loans for a wedding. So you gotta be really really careful not to like blow yourself out of the water because you want to spend go all out on a wedding, and sometimes if you lose your job, you cannot pay for the wedding. And this is exactly what happened to her brother. Cannot pay for the wedding, cannot keep up the bill because there's so many bills in life. Even though I wasn't thrilled about it, I agreed because, well, family, right? At first, things were fine until recently. I noticed my sister in law making comments about how I shouldn't keep a shrine and how it is time to move on. I ignore her because, frankly, it is none of her damn business. I grieve my child. My brother mostly stayed quiet, but I could tell she was getting into his ears. First of all, like, why do you even bother to talk about that? It's her child, it is her house. You do not need to talk about how the room is decorated. Do not need to talk about how she need to move on. No, she doesn't. 14 years, spending 14 years with a person, you don't just move on, right? Anyway, I came home from work last week to a literal nightmare. I walked into my daughter's room and I kid you not, they had taken down all her posters, boxed up her stuff, and had started repainting the walls a hideous color. They had moved a bunch of generic they had moved in a bunch of generic furnitures, hung out new curtains, and were apparently turning it into a guest room. I lost it, screaming, crying the whole day. I asked them what the hell they were thinking, and their response, they had the nerve to tell me that it was they're doing it as a favor to help me move on because it was unhealthy for me to keep the room as it was. Yeah, I would be furious too. I guess they never understand what does it mean to you having a daughter. You, her brother never lived with a daughter for 14 years, raised it as a baby, feed her, change her, be with her for every single birthday. What does that mean to you? Like, has the brother ever lived with her, feed her for 14 years? No one. No one understand the pain. No one understand the suffering than her, right? And there's no place for you to judge someone. And it kind of infuriated me to even reading about it. Decorating someone else's house. It's not even your house. I will totally kick them out on the spot. Let's see what they do. Let's see what he do. I was shaking with rage. I told them to pack their stuff and get the hell out of my house immediately. My brother tried to calm me down, saying they meant well and were only trying to help me to let go. He even tried to make me feel guilty by saying they had nowhere else to go right now, as if that would make me suddenly forgive them for destroying the last piece of my daughter I had left. I told them I didn't care that they had crossed an unforgivable line. You know these people, right? They ask for help and you kick them out and they be like, oh, they're like a sad faced puppy saying that, hey, I don't know where to go. I'm literally gonna be homeless if you kick me out. Well, you shouldn't touch someone's stuff, you know? And she made it very clear that she did not want it to be touched. And you still went in there, changed the curtain, changed the sofa, changed the furniture. Now, my whole family is divided. My parents think that I overreacted and saying I am being heartless or for kicking them out. They kept saying they were just trying to help. They didn't mean any harm. And that I am being too harsh because people grieve differently. They are even suggesting I apologize and let them move back in. Apologize and let them move back in? Yes, the frustration. How could you? It should be the other way around. They should apologize when they know that they should not be touching the room. My brother is still texting me, asking me to reconsider, saying that they are in a tough spot, but all I see when I look at him is betrayal. So am I the asshole for kicking them out and refusing to even consider letting them back in after what they did? Yeah, the answer is hell no. I will not let them in. That is the end of the line. You destroyed something you left untouched for 4 years. It means a lot to you, so it definitely means a lot to me if I have someone like think about it. Like if you had your mother, right, any mother left you a maybe a if her favorite scarf, right, and someone decide to cut it up because they think it's too long and there's some stitches on it and it kind of destroy the scarf, right? It's something sentimental. You're not supposed to touch any of it. Never ever should you touch something that is mean so much to someone. Even though, like, if you look at a poster that might cost only $5, but as someone else's, but for her, that poster is priceless because it's someone else that she loved touched it, hang it up. It's a personality, right? And it's a part of her. And you don't just move on, you live with it, right? And she just completely missed the mark by redecorating the whole room without any approval. So she is definitely not the asshole. Thanks for watching. My name is Calvin, and I see you guys next one.